Hold the phone because we about to get busy. It's prime time and we're talking wrestling. This is the nation of conversation, and we are the excellence of non-execution. This is the place where we don't need to lie and steal. This is the Three Amigos Show podcast.
I'm not co-signing that one.
It's all right. That's all right. I am. There's one thing we're gonna be consistent with is being inconsistent. That's all right. We the Three Amigos. This is your first time here. Welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Speaking of first and foremost, as always, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, you will. I'm the voice in the people's choice. I am brilliant, bright, but always willing to fight. I am Brenda. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Secondly, repping Flatbush to the fullest. I don't know if he was at Reggae Fest this past weekend, but we'll ask him about it later. He was the grand opening and the grand closing. He's Mr. High Profile himself. He is the Panamanian God.
Yes, sir.
He is the Metro King.
Thank you, sir. Always replicated, never duplicated. You know what I mean? I'm slow motion tonight, but I'm in motion. That's what it is.
Cigar, ready and all, like Wilson Fisk and Daredevil. Nonetheless, we're gonna move on. I was your week. We'll figure that out later on. Nonetheless, let's go on to the third amigo. We already know he's lyrical, he's miracle, he's spiritual, he's criminal, he's minimal, bare minimum aluminum bars, which we have not heard yet on this show. He is the host formerly known as Diesel Washington. He is Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel. What's good, Diesel?
What's going on? What's going on? Take me as I am. Who you see is who I always was. Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, because it is Sunday. It's Palm Sunday.
Oh! Yeah,
Palm Sunday. For those that celebrate and commemorate and do those type of things, it's Palm Sunday. But we want you to join in, take your hand, take this palm. It's like and subscribe to the Nation of Conversation if you don't already. We also want you to stay tuned to the end of the show so that you get special prizes, special contests that we have coming up. You don't watch the whole show, you miss a minute, you miss a whole lot. So make sure you do that. So fellas, like I said, it's a holy week, it's a religious week for most. It's WrestleMania week, it's Easter week, and it's 420. Lots to celebrate. What do we want to talk about?
What is a lot to go over?
WrestleMania week is here. WrestleMania week is here.
Yes. For any pro wrestling fan, this is the biggest weekend of the year. I mean, outside of course, SummerSlam and other good stuff. This is our weekend. This is our Super Bowl. It is our Grand Championship. So I'm just excited to talk about all the matches on the card, the build-up, or in some cases lack thereof, the Hall of Fame. All that good stuff that's coming up this week. The Pat McAfee show going to be on live, from Las Vegas on Friday and on Monday. So a lot going on, a lot to talk about.
David, what you excited to talk about this week?
I'm excited to talk about.
You be talking a lot, so
I be talking a lot. I'm also excited about WrestleMania week that's approaching. The build up to the matches that's on the card. I was at first a little skeptical, and I was scared for the card. It was looking like kind of I don't know, unimportant a little bit, but it was only because my focus, and I guess everybody else's focus, was on the key factors of the WrestleMania. But you know what I mean? With the matches that was added and whatever, it kind of opened my eyes. So like, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little more excited for the WrestleMania card. Also, too, we've been going for a little minute. I'm glad to be back. And while those times while I was gone, it was a lot of things that was happening in the world of wrestling. Like a whole lot of fuck Booker T type of things, and a lot of I'm swerving. I'm swerving. lot of that type of stuff. You know what I mean? But I ain't here to swerve out of the conversation. I'm here to swerve into the conversation. So we want to talk about that. Okay.
So all that and more coming up. Y'all can kick the conversation off and start off where we want to start off. Start off at the beginning and end at the end. What we got on the docket, fellas?
All right. So the first thing, how do you guys feel about the Hall of Fame? Like, do you feel is there anybody left out? Is anybody you're surprised is in that's going in? You know, I mean, that's the first. That's really outside of SmackDown. That's the first taste of WrestleMania 41, right? So how do you feel?
So for me, try to be as brief as possible. Again, starting at the beginning and ending at the end. I'm very shocked, as I stated prior, that Lex Luger is going into the Hall of Fame. At first, I was wondering, like, what the fuck is he going into the Hall of Fame for? Is it for the Lex Express? Because that was a horrible garbage summer. Is it for slamming Yokozuna on the Intrepid back in 93, 94? What is he going into the Hall of Fame? And then I remembered that being that WWE and WCW is together at one company, that it also encompasses his legacy in WCW and the things that he did at WCW, being a man appearing on Monday Night Raw in Monday Nitro during the beginning of the Monday Night War. So I looked at that and was like, okay, I guess he deserved to go in. I mean, if we're letting murderers and killers and drug dealers and all those people in, sure, let's let Luger in. Why not, right? It's 2025.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Me personally, I don't give a fuck about the Hall of Fame. I just really don't. I care about Triple H going in, and I care about the WrestleMania 13 match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. I care about that. Those are the only things I care about, because that's more current for me. But as far as like the people before them, I think it's good for them. You know, so because of the people like me who don't give a fuck can probably give a fuck, but I'm still not gonna give a fuck. So, but it's good to see that they're not in an arena and they excuse me, sorry, that they're holding it somewhere else in a better venue for them, so they can treat it, you know, a little bit more intimate. And I guess when they do that, then maybe I'll give a fuck. But until then, guess what? IDGAF.
So when you say you don't give a fuck, why not really give a fuck?
The natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon.
I mean, because like
Michelle McCool, that had to be your time. You had cable by then.
I know. I mean, because I have that some other time. Like, this is fucking WrestleMania. I want to see WrestleMania shit. I don't give a fuck about you going into looking nice and being inducted. Had that shit during the summertime or something. Like, goddamn. Yes. WWE just be doing too damn much. Like, too damn much.
But consider they've been doing it.
And that's why I'm glad. Hold on. And that's why I'm glad my ass is sitting home enjoying WrestleMania from my home or at a watch party. Okay? Because, listen, WrestleMania week, y'all gonna be fucking broke. All right? Broke. And guess what? I'm one of them. Brokey. That's why my ass ain't go. I'm staying home. I invested into myself.
As you should. As you should.
Yeah, wow. I invested my time in not going.
See, here's the thing. I'm excited to see CM Punk give away the Immortal Award. This is now they're giving matches. We talk about 5-star matches all the time. We talk about, you know, what matches was impactful to us when we think about professional wrestling and why, and the storytelling week in and week out. However, I'm excited to see the Immortal match because that is a match that, as we always see, there was a double turn, right? We saw the face turn of Stone Cold Steve Austin in the culmination of the Austin 316, basically, and we saw the heel turn of Bret the Hitman Hart. So I think that match is way worthy of going in the Hall of Fame. I love moments like that. I like seeing like the legends that are still here and that's still alive, getting to interact with the new people, them getting to share knowledge, kind of seeing them not in wrestling apparel, you know, and they nice clothes and they nice fits. I enjoy those kind of things. I love the extra stuff besides just wrestling, because if I wanted to watch just wrestling, I'd watch AEW. What match? What are you excited about seeing at Hall of Fame?
I'm again the WrestleMania 13 match. You know, I think that's definitely going to be my highlight of the evening. To piggyback a little bit on what David said, I don't give a fuck about.
Whoa, calm down. We don't use real names here, people.
I'm sorry, Diesel. I apologize. All right. To comment a little bit about, to piggyback a little bit about what Diesel was saying, or Big Daddy.
Random thought, this is my real name.
You know, so what happened is that I don't give a fuck about, you know, the natural disasters going in. That I will say. Okay, I never been a
you're more concerned about when the Midnight Express went in. I get it.
No, I'm not concerned about that either. I'm more concerned about, you know, Stone Cold being there, because that's my favorite wrestler of all time. So Stone Cold Steve Austin being there, you know, that's my concern. As for, you know, man hands, you know, she's going in, and
who's that? Michelle McCool?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I've called her
Why
man
the fuck
hands.
would you call her man hands?
Because she has man hands. You know,
I've never looked at Michelle McCool's hands.
We'll take a look at it. I've called that woman man hands
I'm gonna Google it.
for a long time. I'm surprised y'all just realizing I never refer to her name. I always say man hands.
I don't think you've ever really spoke about Michelle McCool.
I have.
Unless we were talking about like the women in professional wrestling.
When she was in the Royal Rumble, you know, and then we discussed her returning at the Royal Rumble, and I described it as man hands, and you know, just like I do, you know, Jimmy Anvil Neidhart, you know, when she's in there too. So Natalia. So
I got that one. I got that one.
Yeah, so
Maxine Dupree's tag team partner. I got that one.
Yeah, so again, those people I really don't give a fuck that they going in. You know what I mean? Kudos to them. Triple H, of course. I'm excited to see Triple H go in. I hope it's, you know, really grandiose. Lex Luger has an asterisk. Okay, Lex Luger has an asterisk.
You know, don't give a fuck about him.
You know what I'm saying? He has an asterisk.
He killed Miss Elizabeth.
That's alleged. He actually was acquitted.
Oh, it's always alleged when the white man do it.
You see the hat I got on.
Here's the thing.
That's the man was acquitted. That was a
do-rag. Hold on, Masha, before you go. This here is called the thinking cap. Make you suspend all your thinking and think right. Go ahead, Masha. Finish going.
Yeah, like I said, you know, Lex Luger has an asterisk next to it. All right, so that are my thoughts on the Hall of Fame. But nonetheless, let's jump right into WrestleMania weekend.
No, go back to that.
Yeah.
Out of all the matches in WWE history, don't get me wrong, that was one of the greatest matches. That was one of the great matches. But it's like, damn, you can't induct another match? Like, if you want to induct like 5 fucking wrestlers in one match, I'm quite sure you can induct 2 more matches. I mean, come on.
So what else would you recommend?
Like, come on, more matches. I would like to see that. I would like to see
each year there's going to be a match. Each year they're going to have a match that's going into the Hall of Fame, which one I think would give people who might not, who's already in the Hall of Fame, gain the Hall of Fame ring, or people who might not have been acknowledged because they weren't champion, or people didn't feel like they had a merited career to go in the Hall of Fame and now go in the Hall of Fame.
That's like double dipping, not double dipping, but it's like, goddamn, how many fucking reigns and awards you going to get, Bret Hart? Like, shit, Stone Cold. It's like, how many, like Stone Cold?
Well, he only has one. I mean, Stone Cold only has one.
Well,
but I get it.
Enough. Okay, want to see somebody else. I want to see more matches, like the Iron
Man. What matches would you put in? Okay, go ahead.
I'll put the Iron Man match. Shawn Michaels.
That means Brett's getting another one. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
But bro, no, go ahead.
Well, he is the best there is, and the best there was, and the best there ever fucking will be.
But you just said he can't have that much rings.
Well,
How many rings
I don't care.
Get?
I'll change my mind. It's Bret Hart. He can do whatever the fuck he want. Okay. He's the original man that make Pink look cool.
Okay, what else you got? What else? Okay, I get it. what else you got?
Okay.
This show's off the rail already. Go ahead. You wouldn't put Steamboat Savage. You wouldn't put
Oh, I didn't think.
Flair
Okay,
Dusty Rhodes.
Steamboat Savage. Brett Owen. Damn, that's another one for Brett.
So this man's gonna be collecting rings.
Oh wait, damn, this is a good choice. Let me just throw in one more.
Michael's Razor ladder match.
Okay, Sean versus Razor.
Which would give him 3 rings.
Chris Benoit.
He never. That's not gonna happen. Move on. That's never.
I ain't say Chris Benoit. I said Chris Benoit.
Well, you just said it.
Chris Benoit.
Mm-mm.
All right, just fuck it. Damn.
You see how hard it is.
It is hard. It is hard because I could not come up with.
And these matches are now being immortalized. It's the Immortal Awards. You know, I don't know if they're getting rid of the Warrior Awards and just making this Immortal Awards and giving us a match. I'm not sure. We should ask some clarification on that. But nonetheless, that is a match, and I think it is more than worthy of going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And CM Punk is giving it away, right?
Yeah, he is. He is.
Yes. So it ties into WrestleMania weekend. You don't know. He might say something on the microphone. That's why I like all of the festivities. I wasn't as interested in this roast they got going on. I don't know what the F is that. Maybe because they're in Vegas. You know, Vegas is known for roast, so they're, you know, adjusting to the city and doing activities, you know, based on the city that they're in. That's kind of cool. But maybe things will all tie in. Maybe there'll be storylines that'll be incorporated in these extracurricular activities. But Hall of Fame is a staple. That, and is the Slammies this weekend as well too?
No, the Slammies gonna be over the summer.
Okay, wow. Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh, more awards, more things. God damn.
You don't have the
we
right.
say
You
this
don't have
person
the
is a
right
good-
to be sarcastic because we just gave you the platform. You didn't say the same wrestler like 4 fucking times.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the Slammy Awards don't go to the past. It comes for the present. So what the fuck they gonna do? Like, oh, well, that's a retro award. Let's give a retro award for the greatest cage match. Fuck out of here, please.
That would be a good award. That would be a good award. Yeah,
He's trying to be the now. He's trying to be. He's into the
with
now.
a good idea. You give him a real good idea.
Listen, first of all, we all know I give great ideas because if we look at the last couple of months of programming, my ideas has been on that show, but I'm not gonna say anything about that. I will like some executive producing points on some of those.
I feel you.
That's been happening lately, but
I feel you.
I'm about to cash in because, and if that's the case, I called half of this WrestleMania card 3 months ago. So if we all get producer
That doesn't
credit,
count.
they might as well just pay the whole show.
That doesn't count. Yours don't count.
Mine's absolutely count.
It doesn't.
Let me tell you why mine count. I'm going to tell you right now why mine count and why yours don't, because you just put up an argument about matches that's going into the Immortal Hall of Fame, and you couldn't even think of other matches. So you are not a credible source at all.
It's not that I couldn't think of any other matches. It's just that it's just so hard to come up with.
Yeah, but you didn't even have like 4 or 5 like just circling.
Yeah,
around.
I did. Yeah, I did.
I didn't hear them.
Stone Cold versus The Rock, WrestleMania 17.
I didn't hear. Yeah, now you came with them. That's good. I'm happy that you had enough time.
How about that one?
Good. That's good. Thank you.
How about Brett versus?
It's Brett again. How about one without Brett?
It's Bret Hart. It's Bret fucking Hart.
So
man.
put all his matches in there. Him against Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9. The Hulk Hogan came out and saved the day. Come on, just name them all.
So you want a ring on every finger?
Yep.
Yeah. So when he come out, he's just gonna be like
Flavor Flav. Wow.
What theme song was that? Whose theme is that?
That's Bret Hart.
Bret Hart.
No, for real. Whose theme song was that?
That's Bret Hart.
No. Who was that?
It's Bret Hart.
No. I know Bret Hart's theme. What one you was doing though? I don't.
That's the guitar. Jimmy Hart.
They had a chicken in the beginning of it. I didn't remember that. I didn't realize that. I thought you were from Canada. Like your theme sound like from the South. Yeah.
Which part of the South,
Well,
Mississippi?
if you listen, that's the old 80s Breath the Hitman Heart.
There was a
Before
rooster
they
in it
added the
though.
guitar in the beginning of the song.
Exactly.
When it was the Heart Foundation's music.
Exactly.
Right.
Wait.
What's that? What's that?
I used to be the best. What you call it?
What year was that?
Mr. Current, don't tell her. He don't want to know the year because why would he know anything about that?
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
That's so cold, man.
Who's that? Who's that for? Who's that for?
I don't know that one.
No, who you was doing for? No, I know Stone Cold's thing. Who are you doing?
I used to rhyme on that one. I used to rhyme on that one. I'm coming to kick your ass. Wait, I got it. Watch. I'm gonna show you the rap I used to have for that one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was you on Reckless Intent, the CD?
Yes, I was on that one. The green. That's the green one, right?
Yep.
Had them all.
What number was it? Oh wow! This, ladies and gentlemen, listening and watching and viewing today, wherever you are, this is the wrestling history here.
And I'll give you some trivia.
Okay, go ahead.
What is my favorite two title holding moments? Two title holding moments.
That's easy. My
two title holding moments.
That's easy. I could do that. What do I win first before I give out the answer? What do I win?
You
being Chad Gable just now. Go ahead.
That was not Chad Gable.
I know. That's the joke. Go ahead.
You get a shirt. Get a shirt. So what are my favorite title holding moments?
It's WrestleMania, clearly when Shawn Michaels wins the Iron Man match, holding the winged eagle belt and crying and the boyhood dream is going on in the background. That's definitely one. And two is Triple H on SmackDown holding the even bigger winged eagle belt. And he does the whole and hold the belts up, iconic moment, which we'll probably see at the Hall of Fame when he goes into the Hall of Fame.
We will see that one.
Which is what we're talking about now.
But we're not supposed to give a fuck.
Whoa. I said in some parts of the, what you call that?
He mentioned the Immortal match. He said nothing about Triple H. He said nothing about terrorizing. He said nothing about Papa H. The reason that NXT has a brand. The reason that NXT exists. He mentioned none of that.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Okay. About black
he's waiting to see the New Day take on the War Raiders.
Yes.
No. You said he doesn't give a fuck about black people. That's what you said about Triple H?
I never said that.
That's what you said. You said he doesn't give a Oh, you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
Good segue. I like that one. That
was Swerve that said that.
That was Swerve who said that.
That was Swerve. Because, going back to his recent comments that, he had an interview with DJ Vlad. He sat up there on Vlad, and he was talking about his time in WWE. And some parts of it I didn't like, especially when they asked him about Vince McMahon, because I'm like, dude. And no, I'm not an employee of there, but I'm quite sure Swerve Strickland was not that close to Vince McMahon to be talking about him in a manner that he was talking about him. Like he was talking about him like that was his best friend or something. Like, bro, you was not that close to him. But forget that part.
You don't think he heard one little bit of word when he was drinking from the colored fountain? The fountain that said colored, and he was drinking, and they was in the next room discussing. He didn't hear nothing from Vince McMahon.
Please, this is the same man. This is the same guy who had a hard time to try to get a talk in with Shawn Michaels, because he kept saying they kept spinning him around the block, spinning him. They didn't want him to get to Shawn Michaels. He came back and he had a dark match on SmackDown one time. He tore the house down. I can't think of who he was.
That's when it became Swerve's house?
TJ whatever Perkins. That's who he was.
No, it wasn't TJ Perkins. I believe it was Drew Gulak. It was Drew Gulak. He said he tore the house down. They came to him. They gave him his praises and all that. Whatever. Next minute he had to go back down to NXT and he said they teaching him arm drags. And in his mind, he's like, what? I was just in a in a 6,000 seat arena. And
but he was in a dark match.
Huh?
He was in a dark match.
Yeah, he was in a dark match. And now you telling me to come here to do arm drags? And this is what I'm saying. Motherfuckers begin too comfortable thinking they're too better than something. Bro, just get with the fucking program. We all have a job that we don't like doing. Trust me, I have a job. I hate doing it. But you have to learn, you have to do something in order, you work the system, do as much as you can, get your information that you need, and then you can start finagling shit in a way that you desire it to be. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Now,
this is prolific.
He makes comments about, black talent being placed in the wrestling industry, mainly in WWE. There's not enough black people on the PLEs, and I understand that, and I get that. But I question you, the viewer, right, and anybody out there. Name me a black talent right now that's doing anything important enough that you want to see them on the PLE.
Well, there's a few of them on WrestleMania, and I'm interested in mostly all of them.
And what you have is your Bianca Belair. You have your
Naomi, Jade
Cargill, and that's good. Which means they were in a fucking storyline. The creative had something going for them, and that's good. And I also state this: we need black star power versus black star power. So each
sharpens iron.
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Okay. That's what you need. You keep getting these people that ain't shit, and you expect them to be something just because you believe in them and you see all that for them. That's good. You can take that and you can go play with that shit on the video game, because that's where your idea belongs. This is a company. It's a company.
So are you saying that you want the WWE when it comes to black talent to just be inclusive, that black talent versus black talent, white talent versus white talent?
No, not at all am I saying that. But if you look in the past, the way we got a Stone Cold is because we had a Stone Cold versus Bret Hart. We had a Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. Those were star powers. You had a Hulk Hogan versus
Macho Man,
Ultimate Warrior, whatever, what have you. We don't have like a black star versus another black star. Like, we can have that if you give us a Montez Ford on a singles run, right? And if you call up a Trick Williams and we're going to have an Oba Femi, we have them in the works, and they're coming, they're cooking. We have them there. Just be patient. Be patient. Please be patient. But enough of this. Oh my gosh. And a motherfucker like Swerve Strickland is going to tell me that you're the representation of you're the representation, bro. You're not the representation for me. You don't look like me. You don't act like me. You are a black man that is playing a black man. That's what you are. All respect to your talent. I love what you can do in the ring. But please shut the fuck up. Do what you need to do. Wrestle so you can open up some more fucking doors for the people behind you that's trying to come up, and stop making all this fucking noise and ruckus, because that's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. Just shut the fuck up.
So
a couple of years ago, you were trying to not be black. You didn't want to, when we wanted to give you your flowers.
That's true. That is true.
when we wanted to give you your flowers, you didn't want to be recognized for that. You was like, no, you know what? I don't want that. I just want to be recognized for my talent.
Diesel, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. You don't believe that there's going to be some type of something that he said was true? Because at the end of the day, you know, the WWE unfortunately does not, in this modern era, does not push black talent as it's supposed to be pushed. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm not bigging up AEW by no stretch of the imagination, but they do have a lot of black wrestlers in the forefront right now. You know, and they do.
Well, allow me to retort.
And there's 6 of all the same people.
I agree.
All the same people,
but I'm saying, but at
all...
least, but it don't matter. The fact is that at least they're being pushed over there.
I think it's quality over quantity.
They're being utilized. They're being utilized. They're not being pushed. Utilized and being
quality
pushed.
Over
Two
quantity.
different things.
So Swerve is not in the title hunt?
He is.
He was. They did him dirty. They just did him dirty.
He's still in the title run.
He is still in the title run. Cool. Congratulations for him. But that's not what this point. We had a black champion. We had Bianca Belair. You see, this is what I be talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Give this nigga a chef hat. He's cooking.
They're trying to talk about, we don't have enough black people. But we have Bianca Belair. So now we have Bianca Belair. She done fucking, how you say, she done kicked open the doors. She did what the fuck she needed to do, and she still got more to go, right? So why we not acknowledging that? Why we just trying to make it seem like ain't nothing happening at all for black people when we
because it's not a male.
We want the male to do it. We do. Yeah. We want them to do it. But unfortunately, I'm sorry to say this, them niggas are some bitch ass niggas. When they don't get their way, they want to start crying. All right.
But who's really crying?
They want to be the boy that cried wolf.
But who's the one that's crying? Right, currently, right now, everybody's
Swerve is.
But Swerve don't work there no more. Swerve is just speaking on his past experience.
Swerve is
I'm not defending
Kanye West.
But
Swerve is not more than the Kanye West to me.
Then you love him. Then you love him.
No. What I'm saying is to say this, right? We were giving you the love. We was here with you. We were here with you. Then once you start getting where you needed to be, you move to the left. You move to the left. But now you want to try to come back in here. You want to try to scream black representation. You're doing it for the black people. Now you want to get the black people behind. Nigga, fuck off. Fuck out of here.
But you gotta understand, he's only speaking from his experience. He's not speaking for all black people. He's speaking from his experience. So the fact is that if that's what he experienced, who are we to say that he's wrong? That's what generally what he experienced.
His experience was that he wanted to be a Triple H guy and he didn't. That's his experience. It wasn't saying his experience wasn't flat out racism.
Did you watch the entire interview?
Yeah, I did.
Because he didn't say that. He said he wanted to be embraced by Triple H. He never asked to be a Triple H guy. No. All he said he wanted to be embraced by Triple H.
He didn't ask to be a Triple H. He didn't ask to be a Triple H guy because he came up to him constantly. He said, "What do I have to do to be
recognized
guys?
Here?"
No,
he said that. Yeah,
he said, "What I have to do."
What are you talking about? That's what the man. Listen, you entitled to your own opinion, but not your own facts, Diesel. The man didn't. The man said he wanted to just be recognized. He never wanted to be a Triple H guy. He said Triple H never acknowledged him. He said Triple H never acknowledged him.
I think you read the wrong interview.
I watched the entire interview. I watched the interview. It was an hour and a half. I watched the whole thing.
The one I've seen, I'm telling you, he says, "What do I have to do to be one of your guys?" This is what he said.
But he never said to be a Triple H guy. He wanted to be pushed to the top. He wanted to be pushed.
You're saying that's semantics?
That's the same damn thing.
He's saying it's semantics.
To be your guy or to be a Triple H guy, it is the same damn thing. He wanted to be a Triple H guy.
Hence, when Sean started running the company, he didn't know he had the right to go talk to Sean because he never was put to the forefront.
Why? You know what? You're right, and I don't know how he thinks this is supposed to work. But I feel like as a, and this is why I say he ain't black. He ain't black because if he was, he would have did fuck. I'm going over there and I'm gonna talk to Shawn Michaels. That's Shawn Michaels.
Like Leo Rush did.
Leo Rush went up to Shawn Michaels and spoke to him, right?
No, not went up to Shawn Michaels, but was being black, as you're saying, and went against what the mold is. And I'm okay with going against the mold. If anybody's a rebel, I'm a rebel, so I understand going against the mold. But you feel like, based on what they've seen in the past history with other past black talent, right? WWE wrestlers like Leo Rush did not want to carry Mark Henry's suitcase, for instance, right? And he went to, hey, I deserve to be like this. So you feel like Swerve should have been like that right after Leo Rush did that, and he saw the treatment that Leo Rush received, and or your boy Velveteen Dream, and or Leon Ruff, and or the list goes on and on and on.
No, let me rephrase my. I don't feel
Okay.
like he should have been
Clarify,
black.
please.
I don't feel like he should have kept it black. Like, nah, I feel like he should have been. You should have been a man, and that time and point, he should have been a man. Went in there honorable, stood up for himself, and spoke what he needed to speak. He probably didn't need to say much. Hey, Sean, how you doing? I'm Swerve Shane Strickland, and that's it. That's all he probably needed to just do, that. But his whole thing was, what did I needed to do to be one of your guys? And he said Triple H kept limiting him, which is fucked up. But I don't know. I don't have a business, so I wouldn't know how, especially a wrestling business. So I wouldn't know how to run that. Triple H probably seen something in him that. And first of all, like, what fucking moments do Swerve even have from NXT? Swerve was boring when he was in NXT. Let's fucking keep it real.
But that don't mean Shane Strickland didn't have moments before he got to NXT. See, a lot of times with the I thought it was the IWC, but it seems to be strictly WWE fans. If it didn't happen in NXT and or WWE, it didn't happen at all. Which is not the truth, unfortunately.
But that's I know him to kill shot and all that other shit that he did outside of there. I know all of that. And I love that. That's why I was so excited for him to come to WWE NXT. But when he got there in NXT, whatever, he barely had many of those matches. He barely had any
memorable matches.
Like he really didn't have that many matches. And when he did, he was exciting. But then when he started to get like kind of a push, he was kind of boring. He was a little boring. And then he got a little better when they put him with Hit Row. That's when we started liking him.
If you can't speak to the powers that be, you know you don't know what to do to be that guy. What is it that they're looking for? You can't go to your boss, your supervisor, a mentor, somebody to say, what is it that I have to do? I know that I have the it factor to make it in this business. What is it that I have to do? And you don't have that priority. You don't have that opportunity to do that. Then how are you supposed to not be? How are you supposed to not grow? I'm not sticking up for him. I just feel like if you want to put it in the context of a regular person in a job and just be a man and walk in there and say it with your chest, then okay, yeah, I agree with that. However, is the company a place that has a history of not being the most Negro friendly places before? So how do you expect him to really approach this is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, at the same token, you gotta look at the people that's going in there, going to them, and you gotta go to these people. You gotta look at the ones that's going in there.
You mean the John Cena's, the Randy Ortons?
No, not the John Cena's and the Randy Ortons. I'm talking about like the Leo Rushes and the Swerve Stricklands or whatever. And it's probably how they carry themselves and how they present themselves. That's what it be. And it's like, well, that's not like. I don't even think that is. First of all, racism still exists.
Of course,
that's never going away. No. But I think the new racism is
American as apple pie.
I think the new racism is just based on like how a person carries himself, and then it makes the person who's judging more easier to not fuck with that person. Like you could just walk a certain way, and then the motherfucker just don't like how you walk, and that just fucks with them the whole thing. Like, I don't like this motherfucker, so I'm not doing nothing with you or for you. And it's probably just that. Swerve come off as that kind of a person, judging from what I see.
I think that's a bit of a reach.
Makes me not like him.
I think that's a bit of a reach. I think that if that was his experience, then that's his experience in the WWE. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody has different experiences. Maybe could be argued exaggerated, maybe, but that's his experience. Who are we to say that that's bullshit?
I mean, Devon talked about his experience when he experienced a little bit of racism when he was in, you know, back in the WWE. He didn't say no names. He ain't put a name on it, but he was like, you know, there was a situation where someone said some unsavory things that seemed a little bit in term of racist. We know that like JBL has been known to haze. Not saying that it was him, but JBL has been known to haze people. Like this has happened. It's been a history. So you knowing this, like he's from an era we from. He has the same information we have. Just because he's a wrestler and a performer doesn't mean that he's not a human being who's not privy to this type of knowledge. So I'm not defending him. We can say this and move on if you would like. We can Elmo it enough. Let's move on. But I just think that it probably was. I feel like the atmosphere wasn't comfortable and open and made for him to just come and approach for whatever reason. A lot of them guys know each other from the indie scene. The Leo Rush, the Swerves, the Ricochet. They know each other from the indie scene. Now you're coming into a place that has stars already established. They already have their totem pole. They already have their flow of how they do things. And if you don't fit that, then you just don't fit in. You got to find a way to make your way stand out.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, say what you're saying.
I don't like that, all that. My black is different. I'm different from, I'm going to leave it alone. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. All right, fair enough.
Well, take off your apron and your chef hat because you was cooking.
All right, so we're going to get to the WrestleMania card.
Let's get to it. Are we predicting what we think is going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have a tentative card for night 1 and a tentative card for night 2. Obviously, nothing's written in stone.
I think this is the card.
I mean, I'm talking about
they
in terms of the
graphics.
nights.
They done made graphics.
So for the nights?
Yeah, this is the card. How they announced it on SmackDown is the card. Night 1 is how it's going to be night 1, and night 2, the matches that they announced for night 2 is night 2.
Okay, all right. So we'll run through it then. So the first one on the card, the War Raiders, Ivar and Eric versus the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods for the World WWE for the WWE World Tag Team Championship. Random thoughts.
So I had an opinion about this. I said, why did they do the whole turn on Big E, and why did they turn heel? If they turn heel and it's not for them to get more gold, then why did they turn? Hopefully this is not poor booking on behalf of what we was just talking about on behalf of WWE. The War Raiders have been great, decent champions. They can win the belts again. I see them being multi-time champions. But let's put the titles on a New Day. If they want to right or wrong, put the titles on a New Day. I'm gonna go New Day for this one.
Okay, D, what you got?
War Raiders.
I'm gonna go with the War Raiders because I think that Big E's gonna come, and ruin it for them. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna find out Big E can wrestle again. All right, next on the card. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. Well, I'll take this one first. I'm gonna go with Rey Mysterio. I think we're gonna reveal it's Chad Gable. Don't make that face, B. Don't make that face, B. I think we're gonna.
I'm sick of these allegations. I'm tired of these allegations.
All right, so
what if it's Dominic Mysterio? We've never seen him in the same spot. Come on now.
Two different sizes.
Dominic has arm pads.
So, ways to cover that up.
Big Daddy Cool. Who do you think it's going to be?
I've never seen Ray Phoenix and him in the same room either. Now that I think about it, go ahead.
It's going to be Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio going to win. And is it going to be a mass match or is this a? I hope it's not a regular match. It better be a mask match.
I'm
I think
gonna
it's a regular
go.
match. I'm looking at it.
I think it should have been. I agree. It should have been a mass versus mass. If it's not, they're probably saving that for another PLE to be, one of the highlights. But I'm gonna go against the grain again. I'm gonna go with Chad Gable.
Mm.
I mean, excuse me. Sorry for those allegations. I'm gonna go with, what is his name? Americana Grande.
Grande Americano.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go with him. He seems like he's been impressive these past few weeks.
All right. Next on the card, Jade Cargill versus Naomi. D, take it away.
Naomi
Mm.
not gonna win. It's gonna be Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill. I got Jade Cargill.
Random thoughts.
I think this is a match that I'm most one of the matches that I'm most interested in because it has such a good build up, such good long term storytelling. Even the things they're doing in between without them really interacting with one another to do enough to put together a vignette. I'm so happy it's two sisters. It should be Naomi's turn, so I'm gonna go with Naomi.
Mm. I'm gonna co-sign you, babe. I think it's Naomi. I think they're gonna screw Jade Cargill. I feel there's gonna be a tag team against Jade Cargill, and they're gonna end up screwing her. All right, this one might be a barn burner. Okay, so LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship.
Jacob.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Saudis. I'm going with Jacob Fatu. I think this will be one of the moments that's all over social media. This time for Jacob Fatu to get some gold around his waist. He is clearly the breakout, the standout, the all-out star in the new old whatever bloodline. And it's time for that man to get some respect on his name, get some gold around his waist. And I think WrestleMania 41 in Vegas will be that, with him being the United States champion. Yeah.
I'm going to round it out and say I agree. Jacob Fatu is going to take this one away. The next one, all right, which the build up to me sucks on this one. But Gunther versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
What?
First of all, I think I got you. I'm coming there. I'm coming with you. Hold on. First of all, I think that this match will be the first match of night one. I think it will open up the show. And I really want to tip my hat off to both Gunther and Jey Uso because I think the build up to this match has been very, 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 very interesting. The only issue that I have with that is that if you made my brother bleed, and as much as I'm a guy's guy and love my brothers on this show, my amigos, my brothers in real life, you make my brothers bleed with me restricted in front of me, the next time I see you, it's curtains for you, nigga. It's not no talking. I'm not gonna walk back and forth. I'm not slowly removing the shades from my face and standing there like a coward with my tail between my legs. I'm not doing none of that. It is clipped and it is curtains for you if you make my brother bleed in front of me and make me restricted. But I understand they wanted to give Jey Uso some character that he has restraint and he's gonna unleash it come WrestleMania. I think this has been a dope build-up. Underdog, David versus Goliath. And who I'm going to go with, so I think main event Jey Uso is going to win. That's going to be the first thing everybody's talking about WrestleMania is Jey Uso becoming the world champion.
Listen, let me get my take on it. Gunther, please win. I don't need to see no fucking Jey Uso as no goddamn world champion. I'm tired of Jey Uso. Jey Uso need to get his fucking back broke and go on a motherfucking long-ass vacation. I hope Gunther chop his motherfucking chest in half, break his whole motherfucking chest cavity so he can go on a motherfucking vacation. I don't want to see Jey Uso. I'm tired of him. All he do is come in here, stealing people's fucking sayings and slogans and all that. Oh my gosh. What Jey Uso is in WWE could have been a fucking Swerve Strickland. And that's all I got to say about that.
Okay. So I'm going to... All right. I'm going to completely disagree with both my brothers. I think this was a piss poor build-up.
It wasn't. Not the end. Like the last couple of weeks, it's been good.
I think this is a piss poor build-up. I think that, Gunther's title reign is lackluster. And, I I want to see, I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I will say that, but I don't believe in this build up. I could have this one, I don't know. Yeah, what's up?
Let me get to that. You only feel like it's Gunther's title reign has been lackluster. It's because who the fuck he's had to beef with in the last couple of months? Jay Uso. It's been fucking boring. I'm tired of seeing him. Yeet, like, no, I'm tired of it. He need to go back to be a goddamn tag partner. Please, be a tag partner. They done broke up the wrong tag team. The tag team we want to see break up is Street Profits. Give me Montez Ford. We don't want no fucking Jey Uso. Take him back. Fuck.
Like I said, I think that Jey Uso's going to win. I do think he's going to win because guess what? I feel like that's what the audience wants, and that's what they're going to get. I think that's what they're going to end up getting.
Yeah, because when they want to be a big ass WrestleMania celebration where everybody eating,
that's what it's going to be. You're going to need it. You're definitely going to need it because when we get to night 2, you're definitely going to need it. But moving on from that, the next one, Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, second piss poor build up to me as well. But I won't take this one first. Sour Diesel.
Oh, you already know Charlotte's gonna win. Charlotte's gonna win. Charlotte's gonna win, but I'm hoping they do some shit, throw a curveball to flip my decision. But I'm sticking with Charlotte.
Random.
I'm going to have to agree with Mash out with the piss poor buildup, and I just think that neither ladies are wordsmith. Neither ladies have, they're very, very good in the ring. They're very athletic. They can do flips and bat flips off the ropes. I miss the old Charlotte face. I miss the old Charlotte moves. I miss old Charlotte. Tiffany Stratton is here, and I feel like this would have been the perfect time if she was what they like to say, that girl, then this would have been the time that she would have proven to be that girl, and she has not proven that for me. But I think Tiffany Stratton should go over at Mania. I think Charlotte needs to have that time like Ric Flair had when Ric Flair was doubting himself, and he had to scratch and claw his way all the way back up to the top, and I think Charlotte needs a crumbling and a humbling when it comes to that. So I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton.
I would agree with you on that. I think that Tiffany Stratton is going to win. I don't see Charlotte winning because I think it's too predictable for her to win. And if we just go by the way things has been based, with predictability, we might actually end up taking the L. So I do think it's going to be Tiffany Stratton winning the WWE Women's World Championship. Heavyweight Championship. Next on the card, the final, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Anybody?
Well, I definitely think that Paul Heyman is going with Seth Rollins. This whole storyline that they're dragging out with CM Punk being Paul Heyman's best friend, and Roman Reigns is his tribal chief. Yada yada. Roman Reigns is out of the stratosphere. He doesn't need the wise man anymore. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He does not need the wise man anymore. People who could use the wise man is somebody who need a new breath breathed into their career, like Seth Rollins, like Braun Breaker, he's been working with hand in hand backstage. These are the new people who can be Paul Heyman guys. Roman doesn't need him no more. Punk, you definitely don't need him. So I think that Seth Rollins is going to go over, and it's going to be because Paul Heyman has betrayed both CM Punk and Roman Reigns and joined with Seth freaking Rollins.
Diesel.
Well, with the answer like that, what more can I give you? Because he done fucking took all my goddamn. Am I looking at the right person? Because he done took everything I was about to say, motherfucker. Dang. So I'm going.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah, you're right. We do think alike.
I'm aware.
Okay. So I'm going with Seth Rollins, and I'm also gonna go with B. We think alike. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins as well, but I think we're gonna get a Brock Lesnar sighting this weekend. I feel like there's gonna be a twist with Brock coming somewhere in there. I don't know why I feel that way, but I just feel like
that being a possibility too.
So what? At Backlash we have a fucking a fatal 4-way with Paul Heyman on a pole match.
Definitely better than Judy Bagwell.
Yeah,
on the forklift. But we'll see.
All right. So we just wrapped up night one. All right. Well, if you agree with us, like, share, and subscribe, and comment on our page, and tell us what you think about our predictions for night one. Night two: AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I don't care for this match. I'll go with I don't care for this match. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles on this. I think AJ Styles, this may be his one of two last WrestleManias. So, I think that we're going to go with AJ on this. I really could care less. It's another poor build-up match. It doesn't engage me. I don't even know really why they're fighting. So, which is very rare for me to say for a WWE match. Random thoughts.
So I think that Karrion Kross plays an intricate part in this storytelling with this. He says AJ Styles needs to win this because he basically represents the wrestler and the man that's scratched and clawed his way through professional wrestling, and not have a guy like Logan Paul to come in who's like the celebrity guy and just has all these followers and has everything handed to him. So what that represents, I'm going to have to go with AJ Styles. But I think that this story is really a Karrion Kross and AJ Styles story. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles.
And that's why he's the host of the show, folks, because he definitely, painted a great picture for us. At least he educated me more about this match than the WWE did. Thank you, Brandon. Thoughts?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel.
Hey, yo! Well, with Logan. that's his.
Here's how it started out.
Yeah.
I got it.
I
actually caught that one. All right.
Wait till he go.
Next on the card, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight match.
I hate those type of matches. I'm going with Drew Mac Daddy. Drew the Mac Daddy gonna get his motherfucking just due. He's gonna push. He's gonna rap. He's gonna get all that shit up out of Damian Priest's hair and wrap it around and rap it and keep on rapping and knock his ass the fuck out. Get him up on out of here, Drew, so we can put Drew back up in the goddamn title contenders matches. Okay? Because Drew needs to be a champion.
All right. I'm gonna take this one before B. I'm gonna go with Damian Priest on this.
You was about to say Drew McIntyre, please.
I was, but I had to fix myself. So I'm gonna go with Damian Priest on this. B, what you got?
Wait, hold up. Why you went with Damian?
Because it's just common sense. Drew McIntyre sucks. Okay, I just moved on.
Since when did Drew McIntyre suck?
Since he got back, since he been back. You know what I mean? Drew McIntyre.
Back for what? Because I could have sworn over the months you was a DMD fan.
When you ever hear me say Drew McIntyre was my guy? When you ever hear me say Drew McIntyre?
You was like DMD.
I never even acronym the guy. I don't even.
Yeah, you gave him that acronym.
I never gave him an acronym.
DMD.
And when do you ever hear me put my hands up in there and push it up like that? When do you ever see me do that? Okay. Okay.
DMD. I think the only one who gave acronyms was Sour D. So that was the only D that gave anybody an acronym. That probably was me. That was more Team Drew Mac. But this one I'm going with Damian Priest. I think they're building up Damian Priest as another face on SmackDown. He need more faces there, and I think that Damian Priest is being built up. But the reason why I think that Drew is going to lose is it's been a whole year storytelling. And I think that Drew is going to lose because Drew is going to show up in the last match with John Cena and Cody Rhodes. So I think Drew is going to lose. So he's going to have one of those WrestleManias where he loses and then come back and somehow is helping somebody in the last match. But I'll say that when I get there. So I'm going with Damian Priest.
So are we doing foreshadowing? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, B.
Yeah.
All right. Next one on the card, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bailey.
I'm gonna Rachel Rodriguez.
Versus Bailey and Lila Valkyria for WWE.
Lila.
Lyra. I'm just messing up all over the place. Lyra.
It's the Brown.
It's the Brown. Lyra Valkyria for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship titles. I'm going to start off because I'm going to just screw it up if I went to the end. I'm going to go with Bailey's going to screw Lyra, and it's going to be that Liv and Raquel retained. I got it. I was about to say Rachel Farrell again. So
Rachel Farrell. Rochelle Farrell.
So
well,
Liv,
I am going to go with the same. Unfortunately, I'm going to go with Rochelle Farrell and Liv Morgan. Just simply because I see the undertone story between Bailey. We need Bailey to go back heel. This was a way so that Bailey still has a WrestleMania match, and also to include the most boringest Intercontinental Women's Champion there's ever been, because she's the first. Is Lyra Valkyria. I am not a fan. I've seen that they put her on Raw and they put her on SmackDown and tried to have her be in matches, and she was trying to have more pushing for the cushion, but it just wasn't working for me. So I'm going to go with Liv Morgan and Rochelle Farrell.
Sour Diesel.
I really don't even care about that match. I'm really being honest. I don't like the women's tag team division. I think it fucking sucks. I think it needs to be put out of a fucking misery. But if I have to go pick a winner, I'm going to have to go with Liv Morgan and Michelle Rodriguez, or whatever you want to call her.
Michelle.
She went from Rochelle to Raquel to Rochelle.
Well, I double R, and I want to watch that interview with Chris Van Vliet. I want to see that. Yeah, she did.
That's how it was.
So I'm going with Michelle and Liv.
It's right now.
Yeah.
So, next one of the card: Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel.
I'm gonna go with.
Mine's is a toss up.
This I ain't gonna front. This is one of the matches. I'm a little. I'm gonna go with Dirty Dom. I'm going with Dirty Dom.
That's what I was picking too. That's what I was picking too. It was between Dirty Dom or Penta for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those are the two that I'm torn in between. I think they're or they could just be pulling the wool over our eyes, and we're eventually going to get Penta and Rey Fenix together. And this is just to give him a WrestleMania moment to have highlights with the ladder and do all the things that he does while he's getting paid good money. But I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio. I think this is a way for them to remove the Intercontinental title off of Braun Breaker and keep him still looking strong and keeping the momentum up that he has. So I'm going to go with Dominic Mysterio as well, because they're also going to screw Finn Balor.
I believe that's coming. All right, next on the card: Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship. Who want to go first? D, what's up?
Io. I'm going with Io, baby. I'm going with Io Sky. That's my baby. I love her forever. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Io Sky. She's winning. Okay?
Got you. B, what you got?
I'm going with, of course, with all of those same words, the same sentiment, the same way. My baby, love them. It's just that instead of me saying Io Sky, I'm going to instead say Bianca Belair. I still think that the whole Naomi and Jade Cargill has something to do with this, and it will play a very intricate part in this match. It makes no sense for her to have almost won the Royal Rumble, won the Elimination Chamber to get here to get the WrestleMania and not win the big one. So I'm going to go Bianca Belair, EST. You can't spell WrestleMania without EST.
Without the EST.
Yeah, because people win matches to get to WrestleMania and they don't lose, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So how you
go through all that.
Like how Jey Uso was going to do?
She went through those matches. She went to the Royal Rumbles. She went to the Iron Man match, whatever the fuck. Okay.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, and she's gonna get to WrestleMania and she's going to lose.
Okay.
That's what's going to happen.
I know when she wins, I'm gonna be sure to say that you said she was gonna lose.
She's going to. We don't need to see her swinging that goddamn braid around this year. She's losing.
I'm actually gonna go right out with Bianca Belair on this one.
Oh my God!
Only because
now y'all want to support black women. Well, B, I know you always support black women, but you, nigga, please.
I mean, you mean the other.
Please.
Yeah. Whenever you ever hear me denigrate black women, ever.
Women, period. Well, not
I know
like
you
that.
not talking. I know you not talking, bitch. I know you not talking. I know you not. Listen, you just made me sit the fuck up in my chair. I know you wasn't trying to. I didn't send for you. Don't try to cover me. I didn't send for you.
Several times we done had women topics up here, and you addressed them the wrong way.
I said the ladies. I said the ladies.
We said,
I said the ladies.
We said, Mashup, don't say that. Don't say that, Mashup. Don't say that. He was like, oh, well, what the fuck? I remember it was one of the times.
But because I said the ladies.
Right. The ladies.
I mean, there's Man Hands, there's Jim D'Anville, Neidhart, Natalia, there's Nia Jax.
And I'm honoring her father.
Maybe it's just the big women.
I'm honoring her father.
Maybe it's just the big women. I don't know. But
I don't.
Yeah, the Nias.
Those of you that tune in, you let us know. Is Mash out a bigot?
I'm honoring.
He's not.
I'm honoring when you said what name? The biggins.
The women.
What name? Naya. I'm honoring the Samoan family. You know. I'm honoring and the legacy. And and frankly, I'm a little insulted that you guys are accusing me.
No, it's not you guys. Well, no, it's not you.
You know what? If we had that fourth man that we used to have here, he that fourth man would have said he would have backed us up. And
we know he likes to back it up. And the last on the last on the list to close out WrestleMania 41 main event. All right. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Anybody?
I mean, I want to take a little bit of time and talk when we were talking about build-ups when it came to WrestleMania. I think this is one that they have given a lot of time to, and they've gone back and forth on the microphone, and it's been everything that we probably expected or under-expected. I'm low-key a little bit underwhelmed with this John Cena. I guess it's supposed to be like a fourth layer, a third eye version of John Cena. I don't know what he's doing. I was expecting a little bit more from heel Cena. Like when Hogan turned heel, like Hogan went completely opposite. This one with Cena, it seems like he's playing with us a little bit, and maybe that's his tactic. I don't know. I'm not a Cena fan. You guys know more about Cena than I would. But this one, I'm gonna have to actually go with the presentation that they did on SmackDown when they showed all of the former world titles. Maybe Cena's gonna go. I'm gonna go with Cena on this one. It's who I think will win and who I want to win. Who I think will win is Cena. Who I want to win is Cody Rhodes.
Okay. What you got, D?
Ladies and gentlemen, this might come as a shock to you, but I'm gonna have to sit this one out. I'm very undecisive when it comes to this card, this match right here.
Nigga, pick a person.
Okay.
It's two of them there. Is we going to 17 or is it gonna be Cody Rhodes?
It's not going to be number 17 for you, John. It's not. I'm sorry, John. You're not winning. I'm going with Michael Seaver. I'm going with Cody.
Michael Seaver.
He don't remind you of Michael Seaver? I swear to God, he does.
All right. I'm gonna go with the modern version of when the sun crashes down and it hurts inside. John Cena is gonna be the 17-time world champion. You know
what you were referring to before you said You answer.
Well, John Cena was the modern day Hulkster, just the hooded version. And I'm going to say that, he's going to be the 17-time world champion. Because I do agree with B. I think it's going to be a plot twist to that main event. It ain't gonna go as easy as we expect.
It's not gonna be clean. And I expect to see the Paul Heyman with Seth Rollins maybe be involved, and I expect to see Drew McIntyre, who was hella mad at him losing to Damian Priest and being involved in this match somehow. And maybe we'll see the final boss arrive. He'll come from the helicopter. It will land on top of the Allegiant Stadium and come on down, and the final boss will show up. We'll see some twists and turns of this match, but I'm still gonna definitely gonna see.
And I believe we're gonna get a Stone Cold sighting out of this. I truly believe that.
He's already in the building because he's receiving a Hall of Fame award.
Exactly.
I think it might be a new member added to the whatever the Rock got going on.
All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it.
Well, it's not going to be from. I think it's going to be from another promotion. How about that?
Okay, who?
I don't know. Did you see him post on his gram the other day? Him with a New Japan Pro T-shirt on.
Who?
The Rock.
I did. He was like in front of like the computer, and they was kind of saying, "Are we gonna get the Forbidden Door really fully open now?" I did see that.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. And other than that, that is the end of the WrestleMania predictions. Like I said, keep tuning into the Three Amigos podcast and comment. If you feel we are wrong, out of line, don't know what we're talking about, please like, subscribe, and share and comment for us.
And if you that 25th comment too, you heard, you get the new WWE 2K25.
I've been trying to get to that 25th comment for the longest.
Somebody got to put a comment first.
I was trying not to say that. You were so fucking shady. I was trying not to say that.
What you said?
Watch the show to the
He said somebody got to put a comment first to get to 25.
You gotta get a comment. You gotta comment. You gotta say yay, nay, yeah, I agree with this person. This person's wrong. Swerve's an idiot. Swerve's not an idiot. Sour Diesel, you're an idiot. You got a comment engaged, because then that's how we keep the engagement up, and that's how you get to the game.
Speaking of engagement, they always think I'm an idiot. It's okay.
I don't know about that. I don't know who they think is the idiot, but I do know what was devastating was the spear that we saw from Braun Breaker delivered on Raw. And we know, like I said, Paul Heyman is working with Braun Breaker. And I'm thinking about it with Braun Breaker and possibly working with Paul Heyman and the spear that he did. It got me to wondering, what a maneuver, right? I want to know, who has the best spear out there? We talked about super kicks before a few weeks ago. I want to know, who the hell has the best spear? Is it Braun Breaker? Because this is the most recent. It has a lot of velocity. Is it the one that has kept the tribal chief having such an illustrious career? Is it Roman Reigns? Is it Goldberg? Is it Rhino? Is it Bobby Lashley? Is it Edge? Is it Ricky Saints? Who to y'all, not to me, who to y'all has the best spear?
I'm gonna go first. First. To me, the best spear for me is Bobby Lashley's, because I like when he does when he spears and he does like that tuck and roll.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best one for me. Okay. And I think Moose does that one also.
Who?
Moose does that too. Moose.
Oh, I heard you.
And Braun Breaker. I like Braun Breakers because his shit is more like on some. It's like a Rhino, because and how can I? And Rhino's in there too, of course. But Braun Breaker, the way that the velocity, as you said that word, and it's so impactful, bro. It's just so impactful. And the way he did on Monday, I want that to be the way he does all his spear from going forward, just like that.
So going from the midsection is more for going for the head instead of the midsection.
Right.
All right.
I told you when he speared fucking Roman at the Rumble. Okay.
That's where this actual question came from. When that moment happened, I was like, "Wow, what a maneuver! I wonder who spears better." But we just got back together. So
I think Roman probably wanted to start wearing his chest pad again after that.
I'm gonna go with first one being Braun Breaker. I think his is incredible. You know, I think that shit knocked the fucking wind out of you.
Mhm.
And then the second one, believe it or not, I'm going to go with Goldberg, only for the simple fact that Goldberg done almost killed somebody more than once with the, you know, with the spear.
Say his
right?
name. It was a kick.
You know, no, I'm talking about, you know, some people felt like they, you know, they were manhandled through that spear. You know, so I would say that he's my number 2. Go ahead, B.
My number 1, I'm definitely gonna have to agree with Sour Diesel with Bobby Lashley. I too like the tuck and roll. I think also with his size, his speed, his age. Once again, I think it can be. It's no way that shit does not hurt. It looks like it rips you in half. And then secondly, I'm gonna definitely have to go with Braun Breaker. Yes, I'm a Roman Reigns guy, but I like more of character work that Roman Reigns do with a lot of the ring psychology he do with some of his other moves. It's not always the spear. And plus, now main event Jey Uso does it as well, so it kind of took away from, you know, Roman Reigns doing the spear. So I'm gonna have to go with Braun Breaker and most definitely
I mean,
Bobby Lashley. I would never, ever, ever, ever go for Goldberg spear if I had spare change.
oh, if I had a spearmint,
Spare mint, spare tire,
Well, the
spare
one thing we
anything
all
would
had
be
in common
Goldberg
was
for me.
no one said anything about Edge's spear. So that's the one thing I count that as a feather in our cap. No one said anything about Edge's bitch ass spear.
nobody
So-
even wants to. After we done seen what happened to Edge, nobody even wants to talk about Edge.
Is Edge still alive at this point?
I don't know. I'm gonna call FTR and ask them because the way they fucked him up, they fucked him up. Boy.
And they did it good. I saw it coming a mile away the week before on Dynamite. I was like, oh, they're gonna,
mean, of course, we all
Cope gonna
seen
be
it
able to
coming.
cope.
Yeah.
just so they can put the Edge and Christian shit back on. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. No, that's who's gonna save the day. Wow. Christian. The patriarch. Well, with that being said, anything else I wanted to bring to the forefront before we go through the Kirk Hennon Mr./Mrs. Perfect Award? Anybody else want to put anything else on the docket?
No.
No? All right. Well, we'll go right into the...
I know it's always something behind that. It was something that was probably supposed to have been said and nobody can even remember. Like, well, okay, well, you don't remember. So we're going to go... I know you, B. I know you.
No.
I know your sounds. I know your sounds of sarcasm.
Oh, that's... Wow. This guy's a theologist. This is
Look,
amazing.
you just did it right there.
Tonight's
Wow,
the night.
This is amazing. Tonight is this man. I've been so impressed. He has been able to put other matches in the Hall of Fame. He has been.
That's
able
not
to
fair.
say he don't give a fuck about the Hall of Fame. He's been able to say Swerve is an idiot all in one night. I think Sour Diesel, this is your shining star moment tonight.
This
And
is-
speaking of shining stars, who was a shining star was Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. So we want to start voting for the Kurt Hennig Mr./Mrs. Perfect Award. Fellas, who do you want to nominate? Mash, I'll start with you.
For this week's award?
Yeah, this week. Yeah, who you want to nominate?
You know what? This week I'm gonna go with Jey Uso.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick Jey Uso for this week because
Okay.
he definitely put in work with the show he had. Okay, in terms of his acting skills, so I'm definitely gonna put it into Jey Uso as my guy for this week. Also, I have a question for everybody. What is Jey Uso's actual finisher? All right, so at
The
this
spear.
point, you want a little secret?
Spear.
Much,
I think it's the spear.
it could be. It could. Who knows?
Not the spear. It's the Uso splash because he hit you with the spear and then he does a splash. There's no reason for him to hit you with a splash and then do the spear.
Well, no one said no. Don't side eye. Don't fucking side eye. Like you had some revelation.
No. You don't understand what just happened. He just think he said something really intelligent.
Like duh.
When Jey Uso has won more
everybody's
matches
like
with the
duh.
spear
Of
than
course.
he has
Yeah,
with
no
the
shit, Sherlock.
splash.
No shit, Sherlock. The person fucking knocked down. Why so you doesn't pick him up to spear him? Thanks, D.
No, wait, no.
Okay.
Unless. Listen. First of all, if ring and wrestling psychology, okay? If I'm going to hit you with a spear, well, I guess it depends on what the setup of his move is, right? So if he's going to end the match with a splash, he's going to hit you with the spear, and then he's going to go up top for the splash. Like, why would I hit you with a splash and then hit you with
We
a
understand that, but what the point is, what is his finisher? And you said his finisher is the splash.
It's the splash.
But he's won more matches using the spear than the splash.
I wouldn't know because, to tell you the truth, I don't pay it. Listen, ladies and gentlemen,
So how you
I
gonna be
don't
so
like
assured?
Jey Uso. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like Jey Uso no more. I'm not a Jey Uso fan. He's one of the people that they're forcing down our throats, and I'm good on that. Okay? You don't need to force him on me. I already know. I'm black. You don't got to force his ass on me. Okay? I already know about Yeet. I already know how to do this on point, on with rhythm. I don't need, do that shit for them, not for me. I don't want that nigga. I'm good.
Now, for you, who are you nominating for the Kurt Hennig Mr. Perfect Award?
Gunther. And I want Gunther to fucking win.
Fuck out of here.
Okay. I wasn't going with a wrestler. I was going with Jim Dotson. That was the security guy back in the 90s. In the 80s, and remember he was always wore like the leather hat, sort of like this, and he had the fanny pack.
Are you doing an ode to him tonight?
Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I mean I always wear his hat, but yeah, it's an ode to him tonight. Even though his was like the hat to the back, one of those like Applejack hats. But I'm nominating him. I felt like he had an important role. There was a time where Vince wanted him to actually be a wrestler and participate, and he chose to just be the head of security, and hold down the company and hold down a lot of our stars. Lord knows what he had in that fanny pack, when Hogan came in high off the coat. So who knows, allegedly. So I'm going to nominate him. So now we're going to vote for who do we think. The nominees are Jey Uso, Gunther, and Jim Dotson. So for all those in favor of voting for Jey Uso, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. So that's two. He hates Jey Uso. All those in favor of voting for Gunther, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Okay, it's a tie with them two. All those in favor of voting for Jim Dotson, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. So it's a tie. So it's a tie between Gunther and Jim Dotson. So this has to be the tiebreaker.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. It's a triple tie.
Oh yeah, it is a triple tie.
Yeah.
All right. So you can only vote once. This go round. Jey Uso, say aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Okay. Gunther, say aye. Raise your hand.
He's your fucking guy. Say aye.
Jim Dotson, say aye and raise your hand. Aye. Up. Seems that Jim Dotson is one.
I know Gunther's my guy, but Jim Dotson, first and foremost, not so long ago, I'm the one that at I was like, yo, what happened to that guy that used to be in the front of the arena, not in front of the arena, but right there in the front with the fans and all that. And he was like, oh, and that's when y'all brought up his name. Y'all ain't have no fucking memory of him until I brought him up. You're welcome, Jim Dotson. I will always remember you.
Rest in peace, Jim Dotson.
And rest in peace to him, yes. And as well, David think that he is the alpha and omega when it comes
Oh my gosh.
So I'm sorry, Sour Diesel. My bad. Oops.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think Charlamagne gets called Leonard.
He did. Monique called him that.
Well, that was the guess, and she was
Shout out to Jim Dotson. Rest in peace. You get the Mr. Perfect Kirk Hennig, Mr. Sass, Mr. Perfect Award. Moving right along. Don't get that confused with Wrestler of the Week. We're going to move right along. Fellas, it's WrestleMania week coming up. It's a lot of professional wrestling. There's wrestling programming on all week. It's been wrestling programming on all last week.
Yep.
Who is your Wrestler of the Week? And also, y'all tuning in, if you stayed to the video this long, we also want to know who your Wrestler of the Week is and why. So I'm gonna toss it to you, Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel, the wrestling aficionado, the alpha and omega when it comes to wrestling, because it would be no wrestling without him. Who's your Wrestler of the Week?
My Wrestler of the Week. I pick Paul Heyman.
Oh, good. That's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Okay. Mash out, King. Who's your Wrestler of the Week?
John C.
He wasn't even here this week.
I know that. But here's the thing. Only because I predict that he's going over at WrestleMania, he's going to be my Wrestler of the Week this week.
Okay, so you feel like he's ending the week off from Sunday to Sunday with him winning the 17, having that title and taking his title and taking his ball and going home. Well,
Being
I'm
the
going to
last
nominate
champion ever.
the last real champion. Ever it is. My rest of the week, I'm gonna go to. I had a conversation with Sour Dudes maybe earlier this week, or maybe it was last week, maybe it was this week. I can't remember.
It was this week.
It was this week, and we was talking about this individual. I'm going with the Jet Kevin Knight. His speed, his style.
He's good. He's good.
He's one man wrecking crew. I think he's a breath of fresh air inside of AEW. Where there's 7 ricochets, there's 2 Leo rushes, there's Andrade. What's the guy Andrade? There, a lot of them are all alike, but to me, I think that the Jet Kevin Knight is a breath of fresh air, and he is
the Carmelo Hayes of AEW.
Wrestler of the week. I think he's the first Jet Knight. I don't think he's the Carmelo.
I think he's the Carmelo Hayes of AEW.
I know. So tell me why.
What do you mean why? He has the same. He has like the same type of in-ring ability. If he has like he's kind of like the Montez Ford and Carmelo Hayes of AEW. And I know that, listen, what I'm saying is, I'm saying that Kevin Knight is Kevin Knight. Montez Ford is Montez Ford. But what I'm saying is, it's like, if we was playing basketball, right, I need a guard for this guard. And that's what AEW is doing. AEW, WWE, Kevin Knight, Carmelo Hayes, it's a clash. And yes, they have a relationship. They are friends. They train together. I know that. But I'm not saying like they are their own people. But I'm just saying like placement and where it's going. But I believe that Kevin Knight is going to go higher than the Carmelo Hayes, only because it's more opportunity for him in AEW to keep going up. You know what I mean? Because
AEW do put over black people.
No, they don't. What they do is utilize.
I thought that's what you just said. I thought you was
No, I did not say that. What
I don't know. I'm just clarifying.
They know how to utilize their people. That's it. That's all. It's not no putting over. Because to be put over, you have to actually be over. And no one's over like Swerve Strickland. That's over. Them other ones, they're not there. They will never get there. But Kevin Knight will. You think a fucking Leo Rush is going to get there? Please. This fucking 18 retirement asses. I'm tired of that motherfucker. He need to go rap. Go rap or go break your ankle again. Do something. And when you leave wrestling, just leave for good. Don't come back. Please. Damn it.
Go ahead, B.
Well, I pick my wrestler of the week.
I mean to take it away. Yeah,
we're gonna go into our final words, fellas. These are your last words of the week. Make them mean something. It's a lot of wrestling. Like I said, it's a holy week. It's Palm Sunday. It'll be Easter Sunday. It'll be 420. It's WrestleMania. It's Resurrection Sunday. Lots to celebrate. What are your final words to people?
Fuck you, Swerve Strickland. Fuck you. And
very
I always
profound.
want people to know that I heard this. I was watching this show earlier. They said, don't postpone your joy. Don't postpone your joy, people. Don't postpone your joy. And another thing I heard is rejection is another form of protection.
It is. That's very true. That's very true. Wow, rejection definitely normally is God's protection. But I say that it's gonna be Easter Sunday. Normally people dress their best, or they come out with Sunday's best on, or they dress to impress.
Wait, it's
on Easter Sunday.
It's Easter Sunday on WrestleMania Sunday?
It is. As well as 420, all on the same day.
And so the anniversary of Prince's death.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a burning bush somewhere.
Oh my gosh, that means that's the end of the world. It's too much shit happening on that same day. It's the end of the world.
It's the end of the world. Wow. You just talk all that positivity. Well, I think it's Sunday best and people dress best. Like I always say, dress how you want to be addressed. But I want you to, more importantly, dress for the job that you want, not for the one that you have. It's not about apparel. It's more about posture. That's the final thought, which is also a random thought. Thank y'all so much for tuning into another great episode of the,
I didn't even give a final thought.
Oh, you didn't? I thought
no,
you were
I didn't
first.
say anything.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. You did
No, give us your final thought, man.
Go ahead,
no.
man.
Final thought. We'll see you next week. That's my final thought.
What? I ain't gonna see him next week. What? Next week.
Well, I would hope we would do a
post WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh, come the fuck on. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Go fuck yourself. Bye.
We love you
This
guys.
has been another great episode, another great edition of the Three Amigos podcast shows. My apologies. I am clearly lost my goddamn mind. Random Thought ain't got no more thoughts, okay? I'm Random Thoughts. I have Random Thoughts randomly. That's Smash Out. That is Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel. We are the Three Amigos. Make sure, once again, you like, you subscribe, you share, you comment so you can win. Duh. We appreciate you for watching. We appreciate you for listening. This has been another great episode. We out.
Peace.